Okay, welcome to the newest episode of One News Wrestling Page News and Commentary. There's been a little bit of a debate on the page recently. Sides have gone against sides regarding the NXT stars, the WWE New Era, and the Broken Matt versus Bray Wyatt. Who's stealing from who? Is anybody stealing from anyone? And I mentioned the NXT stars and the WWE Era because they will be intertwined in the future very shortly, probably next Tuesday, when SmackDown goes live. They're going to have the draft, and it'll be real curious to see who comes up from NXT. I think it'll be a telltale of what they think of certain stars in NXT and who they have plans for. Obviously, the split brand will be better for NXT stars because they'll have more time and a bigger platform to show their stuff and get noticed. But of course, last night NXT they had the big match with Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm still learning to pronounce his name. But listen, first of all, no one's saying that NXT stars or these performers that WWE has signed aren't talented. No, nobody's saying that. They wouldn't have gotten signed by WWE if they weren't talented. Each performer is talented in their own right. Each performer brings their own unique traits that distinguishes them. You know, you have some guys and girls have certain great looks, unique looks. Some are great on the mic. Some, most of them are very good in the ring. I'm not going to say all. You know, a lot of performers at NXT, they are rusty. I mean, let's not forget NXT is a developmental brand. It's a developmental territory with the big machine WWE behind it. You know, that's why they have such fancy production. You know, they have resources from WWE. So, you know, it's a very glossy product. But at the end of the day, it's a developmental territory. And so, like I said, no one's taking anything away from the NXT stars and performers. But does success in NXT translate into success in WWE main roster? Whether it's going to be on Raw or SmackDown? No way. I mean, if you think that, or if you believe that, then you haven't been paying attention to the last few years, the last 12 years, the last 20 years. Did everybody from who got filtered down from WCW and ECW have instant big success on WWE? No, there was plenty of stars, talented stars who never panned out in WWE. I mean, you have to be realistic. WWE is a whole different ballgame. It's not because Vince is an old, out-of-touch guy or they don't know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing. It's just what they want to do and what they think is the right way to go. No, they're not right all the time. They're right. They're wrong a lot of times. But they know what to look for. And they know what translates to WWE's audience, the main audience. And who's the main audience? The main audience is the average fan who watches every week, who's been a fan for a long time, who continues to watch even though they're disappointed, hoping for change and hoping something will click. I don't think one star, one performer is going to change everything. The change we should be looking for is how they format the show, how they produce the show. One performer is not going to change the show. One performer is not going to change the product. I mean, we've all been. It's like we're all waiting for this Messiah to come. I think the same thing with WWE, the creative, Vince. They invest all their money and all the TV time into this Messiah that they think is going to bridge the gap for the next 5-10 years. No, that's one person has never carried the show to the point where if it wasn't for that one individual, half the audience would stop watching. You could go back to the Hulk Hogan days, the Stone Cold days, The Rock, whoever you want to talk about, John Cena. Yes, they carried the show, and the show was built around them. The product was built around them, but there was other things besides them that made you watch. And were they all good? No, they weren't all good, but there's certain things. And the beef the average fan, us, has is that in the last decade, really, they've gotten away from doing those things. And if you saw this past Monday on Raw, which was what was it the July 11th episode? Yeah, July 11th, 2016. If you look at that show, there was a lot of positive reviews. But if you really look at the wrestling, it wasn't all that. I mean, this is right now. This is the off season, and they're certainly not going to do anything spectacular with the brand split looming next week. But what did they do on Monday? They produced segments, and this is going to tie into later on with Broken Matt and versus Matt Hardy. Broken Matt versus Bray. I've been screaming my head off for years to go outside of the arena, film something, show these characters outside of the arena, not just backstage with Renee Young or some other goofball holding a mic and just standing there with a pretty smile or a dumbfounded look on their face. Go outside of the arena. Film a segment showing them in real life situations. That's what people. That's why the Attitude Era was so fondly revered for. They still use the same squared ring, and every Raw wasn't great. Every segment on Raw wasn't classic. There was a lot of sucky stuff on Raw during the Attitude Era, but they did go and do different things. Stone Cold throwing the Intercontinental belt into the river. Bradshaw and Ron Simmons, APA, in a bar with fighting drunk guys and them beating them up. It's fun. It's something. But getting back to Monday, you saw the little changes. And what is the main beef that bores everybody every week? The average fan, the hardcore fan on Raw. They open up every Monday. They open up with a long, boring promo with everybody's savior, Triple H, the genius, and Steph and the Authority, and they start talking and rambling on, and then somebody comes out, and before you know it, it's 8:22, 8:23. They keep saying the same thing over and over. Commercial, and before you know it's 8:30, and no, it's the same thing over and over. Then they have 2 or 3 matches with star versus star that last for 3 minutes. Somebody loses. Come on, but Monday. What made Monday good? Decent. The Rollins report. Of course, they have to get Roman Reigns on TV every 5 minutes, even though he's suspended, right? Which I think, by the way, I'm starting to really suspect that suspension is work. But the Rollins report was funny, entertaining. That was as heel as you could get. Rollins is great as a heel or a face if he had to. Then later on they had the segment that started the controversy online with the IWC, with the Bray Wyatt versus New Day at the compound, which it was pretty cool. I think, just because it's different. But I don't know. I got made me feel a little uncomfortable. I could swear it was like they were gonna do something bad to the New Day. At least they have it in for Xavier. I think they wanna kidnap him and make him their pony, my favorite pony. Oh my God. Anyway, hey, everybody likes the New Day. They're the ones wearing pink outfits and glowing unicorn horns in the head, which Big E said on Twitter that he thanks all grown men for supporting them who wear phalluses on the head. So that's all you got to know. But anyway, the point is, do things differently. Change it up. Change your formats. Do a segment. It's a cycle that happens in wrestling throughout the years. They either do too much segments, then they'll start relying on too many segments, and there'll be no wrestling, and then people will be clamoring for some wrestling in the ring. You have to find a balance. Click in, and insert a little bit of everything. I remember for a while after in the Attitude Era, for a while it became almost the whole show was half the show was filmed backstage. There was times, and then people were clamoring for wrestling. They wanted in-ring action, but that's the way it is. It's always going to be like that. Nothing's going to change. It's just a cycle. But next, I want to talk about the NXT stars. Are they overrated? Is NXT overrated? Is everybody's savior Triple H overrated? I say yes. And again, going back, it's not because they're not talented. It's because, first of all, the NXT Full Sail crowd really, really bothers me, and I think they do much more damage than good. I mean, oh my God. These people would cheer if somebody pooped in their pants. I looked at last night's show, and when Nakamura said, "I must beat you," and they pan to the crowd, and somebody's like, "Oh, come on, give me a break." That's why Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn and the creative, they don't respect NXT. They have no use for NXT. Yeah, it's making money for them, and it's a nice little side project. They have absolutely no respect for those great reactions that these performers get at the NXT Full Sail University crowd, whatever the hell it's called. These people cheer anything. They are too overexcited about everything. There's no point of reference. ECW back in the day, I mean, they had a rabid crowd that went nuts, but they didn't cheer everything. If you didn't come legit, or if there was a sucker in the ring who wasn't up to par, they would boo the hell out of it. They would chant, oh my God, they would chant horrible things at that performer. That performer would, if they had like an indie guy coming through, or just some hack, they would mercilessly boo him. They would, and the same thing went for the regulars. If you didn't come correct, they let you know. But oh my God, NXT, they cheer everything. Do you remember Tyler Breeze? Breeze is gorgeous. Breeze is gorgeous. Oh my God, come on, give me a break. Look what happened with him in WWE, and they'll tell me it's because he didn't get pushed right or booked right. It was a stupid gimmick. A guy walking around with a selfie stick. His ridiculous costume, his wardrobe, he had fur all over his boots. Jeez, everything is they cheer everything. But getting back to it, guys like Finn Balor and Nakamura, again, they're talented, but don't expect them to go in WWE and make an impact. Don't think their matches are going to be all that. Don't forget, when they wrestle on TV on a WWE show, you think they're going to get 15, 20 minutes on every show to show what they got? You think they're going to wrestle at that slow pace? Have you been watching? Do you watch Raw and SmackDown? Do you see the tempo of those matches? You think these guys are gonna be allowed or given the time and the space and opportunity like they get in NXT? Last night, Nakamura and Finn, they got the whole show to themselves. They did about 25 minutes. They got 25 minutes, half hour to themselves. You think that's gonna happen on WWE product? Maybe on a pay-per-view, maybe. If they're lucky, maybe. Unless something extraordinary happens. And that crowd, I said there's more harm than good because they're cheering so loud. But what do they? Try watching NXT with the sound turned off. You tell me if it's the same thing. A live crowd makes the show a little bit more better. But I mean, come on, if you keep getting the same thing over and over, the same thing, you have no point of reference. But anyway, so yeah, I think you got to be careful with NXT, your expectations for NXT, and will it translate in success? Again, no one's saying they're not talented. No one's saying they're not stars. No one's saying they don't deserve an opportunity. But just manage your expectations. Now with Nakamura, that's another thing. You have to really, if you're not paying attention to WWE, and don't say again that they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And now this is going to go to the new era. You could forget all these guys, the new era, the crap they mention every 5 minutes. The new era, the brand split. That's just a marketing play. There is no new era. It's just a marketing play. They're just gonna they're changing things up because their product's gone stale. That they finally admitted to themselves. The products are stale. They need something different. And if you're paying to little intricacies in the show, to the announcers and to words, that's the trick. That's where they lay down the clues to tell you who's good and who's not. Roman Reigns suspended. He's been on TV just as much as when he wasn't on TV. Why? Because he's that important. I think he's that important. They're doing the Road to Redemption story. Look at any athlete and our performers athletes in any sport. If they fail a drug test or a wellness policy, they are bashed, criticized from every angle for failing a drug test or for failing a wellness policy test, which is a drug test. But no, at WWE, they're praising him. Oh, everybody makes mistakes. He deserves a second chance. He's going to come back better than ever. Come on, I think it's a work anyway, but that just shows you where that just shows you their cards, who they care about. A new era, and now you see everybody. They threw us a bone with Dean Ambrose. Did you catch that? Did you catch that Monday when they were talking about Dean Ambrose? Steph, Dean Ambrose, he's a moron. What's he gonna do out there in the ring? Talk to a plant, eat a sandwich? And then Shane says, "Yep, pretty much." That shows you. And don't tell me they're playing up to the character when they're being heels. Shane's not a heel. It shows you they have no disrespect for him. They have no respect for him. And since he's won the title, how many times have you heard, "Oh, we can't believe the Dean Ambrose is our champion. Oh my God, it's embarrassing. Oh my God, WWE, what's the world come to? Dean Ambrose." Why? Is that to boost up Ambrose's character? Do you remember the last guy they said that about? The same thing, Daniel Bryan. Oh my God, everybody's worst nightmares come true. The flying goat. We have a flying goat for a champion. That just shows you. That just tells you. Anything else, you're just a blind fan who just won't see, who can't see it. You want to know what the new era is? Well, same thing with Cesaro and guys like Cesaro and Bray Wyatt and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Neville and all these guys. Yeah, they're great. They're very good. They're talented. But that doesn't mean that they're going to translate into success. Kevin Owens, how much do they have to hint that he looks like a fat sloppy kid with sweatpants? He's in segments where they throw a pie in his face, and he licks it and he tastes it before he gets mad. What does that tell you? You think he did that on his own? Every move is scripted. They tell him, the producer tells him, taste the cake. It's funny. They tell me it's funny. What is he going to say? No? You hear the announcers, the comments, the commentary about the stars, about who they don't like and who they like. Dean Ambrose, every 5 seconds you got to hear, oh, we can't believe, what's the world come to? Dean Ambrose. But John Cena, hey, Michael, big match John, possibly the greatest champion of all time. Have they ever called Roman Reigns a moron? Oh, Frank, they called him an embarrassment. Yeah, and followed up by another character saying, "Oh, he's gonna get everybody makes mistakes." That's a heel tactic. That's a reverse psychology. That's serving you up the line on a plate. Again, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns' defender, Boo Shield. That's what they make because Dean Ambrose is popular. Oh, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. He's gonna come back better than ever. You want to know who they got big plans for? Big Cass. He's the next top guy. Not Cesaro, not Kevin Owens, not Finn Balor, not Nakamura. Big Cass. The guy's over. And not because of those chants and whatever, taunts, whatever the sayings they have with him and Enzo. Enzo's a hype man. That's all he is. He's a hype man. They have no plans for Enzo. They can't wait to split them up fast. It can't be fast enough before they split those two up. They have no plans for Enzo. Enzo's a hype man. He's on the mic. He does nothing in the ring. He takes a beating for Big Cass to come in for the hot tag. Big Cass has the look. He's tall. He's big. He's got long hair. He's I guess a good-looking guy. He looks like Test when Test came up. That's what he looks like. And who did Test? Who didn't Stephanie like Test? Weren't they dating? I think in real life or whatever. Who knows? But anyway, and you hear the comments they have about Cass. They make about Cass. Big Cass. He's a young star. He's a game changer, Michael. He's a game changer. He's got it all. Come on. They give you that. And hey, Big Cass, he's good. He's got the look. He's big. He can move around in the ring. He's good on the mic. Did you hear that promo he cut Monday? When he's talking about John Cena, everybody wants John Cena's spot. I want the spot. Enzo wants the spot, and that's when I laughed. I almost fell off my chair. Like Enzo's gonna ever. If Enzo dreamed about taking John Cena's spot, he would get slapped in his dreams. Enzo, come on. But Big Cass, don't you see? That's the little subliminal things. They're already telling you Big Cass is gunning for the top spot. Not that he's gunning for it, but they have plans on him gunning for the top spot. You understand? Anyway, but that's what I'm saying. Not that all these guys are talented. All these performers, women, everybody's not everybody's talented, but most of them are talented, and most of them can contribute. But don't. It's you have to see that. You have to look at it through reality, not through the glasses of a blind fan. It's okay to cheer and have your favorite, but you have to really, you can't fight City Hall all the time, unless something tremendous happens, like extraordinary happens, like with Daniel Bryan, where the crowd every week, every show was behind them, and they wouldn't, they still didn't want to push him. That's a battle you fight, because that's an evident battle. That's a clear-cut battle that needs to be righted, a wrong that needs to be righted. But you're gonna beat your head up and down for a glorified jobber? Does it make it right that Bray Wyatt is a glorified jobber? No. But that's reality. and that'll be a good segue to the next and final segment. After the Raw this Monday, they big with the compound segment, the compound match. The New Day went out to fight the Wyatt family at their compound in the middle of the night. The next day created controversy, and even maybe a little kayfabe Twitter battle between Broken Matt and Bray. But yeah, obviously, WWE took notice of, has taken notice, and did take notice of the Broken Matt final deletion angle. If you think they didn't take notice and incorporate that into their show, then you have no clue. No, they didn't copy the segment exactly, or it's just they are doing it outside the ring. The final deletion angle isn't something new. The Hardys weren't the first wrestlers to ever film something outside. But it is funny. Everybody in the beginning was like, "Oh, it's horrible! It's horrible." No, it's horrible because it's connected to TNA. TNA has a stench on them. It's funny. It's over the top. If you can't laugh, that's all. It's not meant to be serious. It's funny. At least it's meant to be funny. It's over the top. It's not meant to be taken serious. When Broken Matt says he defeated Brother Nero in the greatest wrestling match of all time. Speaking heel. And the Wyatt, and that segment with the Wyatts and the New Day, that was okay. I didn't understand it. There was a lot of holes. If I'm really picking at it, the continuity. Bray Wyatt drags Xavier and he puts him into the car. Then he smashes the car with a pickaxe. Then Xavier disappears. He gets out of the car. He comes back. I don't know, little stupid things like that. I don't understand. I think the coolest part was at the end when the fireflies came. Everybody and you saw all the lights in the woods, which they call the fireflies. But then there was a little kayfabe controversy, and it fed the IWC about who stole what from who. That Broken Matt Hardy is a ripoff of the Bray Wyatt character. No. Hold on, wait a minute. Nobody ripped anybody off from each other. Those are two separate characters. Broken Matt is a clear ripoff of Sweeney Todd, that Johnny Depp portrayed. The look, everything, the streak. Bray Wyatt, that character is based from the movie Cape Fear. Okay? That's in the movie. That's Robert De Niro, and the character is called the Max Caddy. He was a violent sex offender that spent 14 years in jail because his attorney withheld evidence that would have acquitted him. So then after he gets out, he goes crazy in prison, and after he comes back out, he's a maniac, and you'll see the movie. But that's the Bray Wyatt. That's what the Bray Wyatt character is influenced by. Cape Fear, the shirt, the laugh. You could see it. If you watch that movie, you could see little interesting. So no, Broken Matt. The Broken Matt character is not a ripoff of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt needs to stop begging. And then to say that Matt Hardy can't lace Bray Wyatt's boots, how could you say that? What's Bray Wyatt done? Matt Hardy's had a long career. He's been in the business 20 years, Matt Hardy, him and his brother. The Hardy Boys are considered one of the greatest top 10, top 15 tag teams of all time. Matt Hardy's been involved in all-time classic matches at WrestleMania, TLC. Matt Hardy has evolved and adapted throughout his career. Version 2, this character with a Broken Matt character. What's Bray Wyatt done? What has he done? He cuts promos? Scary promos? What else has he done? Oh, Frank, he should because he's not getting a chance. That's not the issue. What has he done? He's not an innovator in the ring. Matt Hardy and the Hardy Boys, they were innovators in the ring. Just go check out some of those TLC matches from WrestleMania. He cuts promos. That's how they see him. He's a glorified jobber. They make him scary enough just to scare the star, a big star, and they feed him to the star. Does it make it right? Should he get a better push? Yes, he should get a better push than being a glorified jobber. But reality says in 2016, Bray Wyatt's a glorified jobber. And the rest of the Wyatt family members were a joke. An absolute joke. A joke. If you don't believe me, go back to this year's WrestleMania. Anyway, I'm out. And hopefully me and James will have a new show, a new Talk Wrestling with Jimmy show coming up very soon. Thank you. I'm out.